You're live with Lucy Hockings on BBC World News. Myanmar descends into civil war exactly 1 year since the military coup. Opponents of the junta defy an order not to mark the event. They take to the streets of Yangon to chant their defiance.
The truth is that the international community has been not very effective and has lacked maybe a sense of urgency. I agree on that.
Top Russian and US diplomats are to speak again amid intense efforts by Western powers to prevent an invasion of Ukraine.
And I'm Lisa Doucette in Kiev, where both the Polish and the British Prime Ministers are visiting today as Ukrainians wait to see if diplomacy can avert an escalation of war.
Tackling the pandemic at the Beijing Winter Olympics. I'll be speaking to the man in charge of COVID strategy at the Games. In the programme, we'll be live in Kiev and Beijing and hear from our correspondents in Myanmar and South Africa. People in Myanmar have defied a junta order not to protest against the coup that took place exactly a year ago. They have been staging a silent strike in towns and cities across the country, leaving shops and other workplaces shuttered. Let's remind you of events. It was a year ago that Myanmar's military seized power after overthrowing the elected government of Aung San Suu Kyi. In the wake of the coup, protesters took to the streets. They challenged the rule of the generals, but many of those demonstrations were violently quashed by the armed forces. And now monitoring groups say 1,500 people have been killed by security forces. Others say the figure, though, is much higher. The UN Human Rights Chief Michelle Bachelet says that Myanmar has descended into a civil war that threatens regional stability. Battles between the military and organised groups of armed civilians are not only becoming more deadly, but also more widespread, according to data analysed by the BBC. This report from Rebecca Henschke is distressing from the start.